Yeah. Ha. I'm back.
King Real.
Hip-hop, nutrition, this is hip-hop. Hip-hop, it's nutritious, this is hip-hop. It's for your soul, it's the vision, this is hip-hop. I pray all of us keep living. Just like you need all the minerals and vitamins too. You need hip-hop, it's a nutrient feeding your soul. Together they are a force and we need them like food. So open up wide, take all this lyrical dope. And mental illness is an issue, I speak on the truth. Look on the streets of any city, you find you a few. America's epidemic, locking them in prison ain't a cure for the demons they be fighting when they was living. The answer is holistic, herbs and tonics, natural remedies, honest. What you eat is your problem. Need the veggies and the fish, grass-fed meat, need the water in your body. Stay away from the ramen and all the sugars in the processed foods. You are what you eat, and your stomach is a tool. Your food is your medicine, and man, this is true. Hippocrates said it best, and it's been proved. Yeah, this is hip-hop, hip-hop, nutrition, this is hip-hop. Hip-hop, it's nutritious, this is hip-hop. It's for your soul, that's the vision, this is hip-hop. I pray all of us keep living, this is hip-hop. Hip-hop, nutrition, this is hip-hop. Hip-hop, it's nutritious, this is hip-hop. It's for your soul, it's the vision, this is hip-hop. I pray all of us keep living,
All right, here we go. It is another edition of Hip Hop Nutrition, and I am your host, King Real. First and foremost, thank each and every one of you for the likes, for the comments, for subscribing, for sharing. My inbox had messages. I appreciate each and every one of you. You are all Hip Hop Nutrition family. Even if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you coming and checking me out. I didn't start this channel to get monetized. I didn't start this channel to become a YouTube star or none of that. And that's the honest to God truth. I started this channel to help people because I believe people are perishing from lack of knowledge. And even if me not being a medical professional, if I could do the research and save people the time to do their own research, just throw stuff out there. You can always cross-reference everything I say because I find it on the web or in books or just by talking to medical professionals. But I appreciate each and every one of you. I know the last video was kind of long, so I'm gonna try to keep stuff short. Today's episode, we're gonna cover blood pressure, and we're gonna go over the definition, as always, statistics, because I'm big on that, and natural and holistic remedies that you can do, to curb blood pressure, to even cure blood pressure. High blood pressure. I'm not regular blood pressure, but high blood pressure. High blood pressure is, I believe it's a very curable disorder. You know what I'm saying? I think it's we'll go over it, but I think there's stuff that you can do to like totally just get rid of it. All right. So as always, please like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Because I'm doing this for y'all, it's also for me as well, because I learned stuff from doing research on these topics. I learned stuff, that I didn't know. As you can see in the last video, like a couple of those products that I put out there, I never heard of, and I'm trying those out now. You know what I'm saying? So it's for all of us, but this channel is nothing without you, the subscriber or the viewer. So and I'm trying to. My goal is, like I said, I'm not in this for like money or nothing. Like my career is in the bag. Like I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So this is purely because I care about people and because I care about each and every one of you that's watching this. Like I always say, not a particular race, gender. It's for humans. So I care about each and every one of you. I want you to live a long, healthy life and a life that is free from ailments. And if some ailments are not curable, but what hopefully things I go over in this channel will help you curb the pain or whatever that you're going through. And after today's episode, or after I go over the blood pressure and natural remedies, we are going to cover hip hop news. So that's going to be the ongoing theme from every episode. We're going to go over holistic, natural, healing practices for different ailments. And then at the end, we're going to cover hip hop news because this is hip hop nutrition, right? So we got to add some hip hop in there. can't just be all about health, you know. But hopefully I can find articles or whatever that ties in health and, you know, and hip hop together, you know what I'm saying? So let's get right in, because I don't want this to be a long video. I know you guys got lives, you guys got things to do. Some of you got to hit the gym, you got to go to work, you got kids to take care of, whatever the case may be. So we're going to jump in. So what is blood pressure? Blood pressure is the pressure of blood as it travels within the arteries. All right. It is produced primarily by the contraction of the heart muscle. It's recorded by two numbers. The first number is called systolic pressure, and that is when the heart contracts at its highest. And the second is called diastolic pressure. This is measured before the heart contracts at its lowest. So systolic and diastolic. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have heard of high blood pressure, but another word for high blood pressure is hypertension. So if you're diagnosed with high blood pressure, you're a hypertensive person, right? So that's another name. Hypertension is another name for high blood pressure. So now we're going to go over how to check your blood pressure manually, because not everybody has a cuff at home, or, you know what I'm saying, has a digital blood pressure monitor, you know what I'm saying? And plus, you know, every episode I always give out information for incarcerated individuals. So stuff that they can do while they're locked up, you know, just to maintain their, you know, healthy practices or what have you, or healthy eating, all that. So to check your blood pressure manually, I'm gonna put up pictures as well so you guys can follow along. So the first thing you're gonna do, place your index and middle finger of your hand on the inner wrist of the other arm, and it's gonna be just below the base of the thumb. All right. You should feel a tapping or pulsing against your fingers. So count the number of taps that you feel in 10 seconds and multiply that number by 6, and that equals your beats per minute. All right. So after you do that, normal blood pressure for those not taking blood pressure medication should be less than 120/80. All right. So that's a normal blood pressure. And just know that, and I know from experience, just being in the Army 22 years, like every time we go to a medical appointment, anything, they always check our blood pressure. So I'm the type of person, like, my blood every time, even recently, and I'm super healthy right now, but even recently, every time that it's a little bit elevated, because you got to think, first of all, I drink coffee. You know, I 9 times out of 10, I work out in the morning, and then I go to my doctor's appointment after. So maybe my blood pressure might be a little bit elevated. You know, just certain stuff like that, like, will elevate your blood pressure. So they always tell me, like, oh, your blood pressure is a little bit elevated, not at the hypertensive level, but they always tell me it's a little bit elevated. And they ask, do you have high blood pressure? And I'm always like, no. So, you know, but so that's one thing you got to keep in mind. That's why it's very important that you keep a log of your blood pressure, and just throughout the day. Do it when at a resting. I'll go over that too, but it's just important to keep a log of your blood pressure. And then, you know, I know my doctor gave me a log, and I ended up doing it for like a month, and I was good to go. But you know, she's the one that explained that to me, that, you know, like, just because you have an elevated blood pressure one time when they check you, when you go to the doctor and it's like high, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're hypertensive. That just means that could mean a number of things. That's why they ask you to keep a log. All right, so let's go on. So we went over normal blood pressure, what that is, 120/80. Things that can affect your blood pressure are exercise, like I just mentioned, drinking caffeine. So not just coffee. If you're drinking a Red Bull, all that, of course, that's gonna elevate your blood pressure. Also, having sugar, and even if you're excited, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff elevates your blood pressure. So one high blood pressure reading, like I said, does not mean that you have high blood pressure. All right, so now let's go over high blood pressure. So you do not have high blood pressure unless your blood pressure, when you check it, is constantly high at these numbers that I'm about to say. So stage 1 high blood pressure would be 130 over 80. So if you're constantly at 130 over 80, even resting, then you probably have high blood pressure and you need to seek medical attention. Or just change your diet or just monitor it that way. Change your diet for the things I'm about to say, because I'm, like I say in every episode, I'm not a fan of pharmaceuticals, so I try to keep people off of that. Like I said in the previous episode, like, America's in the opioid epidemic because they, unfortunately the medical field hands out narcotics like candy. I know, like I say, some people do need it. I'm not downing all pharmaceuticals. What I'm saying is I'm trying to keep people away from that if they can help it. You know what I'm saying? By natural remedies and all that. So stage 1, like I said, is 130 over 80. Stage 2 high blood pressure would be 140 over 90. And if you get a reading of 180 over 110, then you need to seek medical help immediately. And that's like if you're resting and you're at 180 over 110, you need to call 911 or have somebody take you to the hospital, because that's considered hypertensive crisis if it's that high. That's you're 2 steps away from a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. So you definitely need to seek medical attention if it's that high constantly. I'd say if you're resting, if you're chilling right now and you just checked your blood pressure and it's 180 over 110 and you're resting, then I would definitely seek medical attention. Definitely. All right, so now we're going to go over statistics. All right, so according to the CDC, nearly half of the adults in the U.S., roughly 47% of people have hypertension. So half of the adults in the United States, you know what I'm saying? So that's a huge number of people. And I think that's mainly due to America's diet sucks. I was a victim, just like I said in the last episode. I was definitely a victim of that. Fast food all the time. I smoked a pack and a half a day. Didn't exercise like I was supposed to. All kind of, I go over that in my last episode, but I was definitely in bad shape. So half of people have hypertension in America. Only about 1 in 4 of adults have their hypertension under control. So only 1 of 4 are doing something to, either take, whether they're taking medication or just doing holistic healing practices or natural remedies or whatever. 1 in 4, that's a low number, right? So a greater percentage of men, about 50%, have high blood pressure over women. And women's statistics is 44%. So 50% of men and then 44% of women. High blood pressure is more common in non-Hispanic black adults. And I've always heard that growing up, but I believe that is true. So 56% of black adults have hypertension. All right. And let's see. So for non-Hispanic white adults, it's 48%. So they're not far behind. Non-Hispanic Asian adults, it's 46%. Or Hispanic adults, it's 39%. All right. Now for as far as incarcerated individuals stats, according to the Department of Justice in 2016, about 30% of prison inmates have hypertension or are hypertensive, and more than a quarter, 26% of jail inmates reported high blood pressure. And also another fact that I found out: southern states in America have the highest rates of high blood pressure in America. Now I have to say, so I was stationed in Mississippi for a year. That was my only time stationed down south, and I wouldn't even say, I'm not just saying just Mississippi. I'm saying as far as the diet, because the southern diet, man, I love it. I love soul food, but unfortunately, a lot of soul food is packed with sodium, salt heavy, you know what I'm saying, a lot of fried food, stuff like that, and all that. If you're growing up on that type of diet, then of course that's going to affect you in that way, right? It's sad but true. And in southern states, you know, I'm not saying everybody loves soul food. It's all over, but it's been proven that southern states have the highest amounts of, you know, individuals with high blood pressure. So now we're going to look at the causes of high blood pressure. So the causes are smoking. So we're going to stop there with the smoking, right? Because I've had a couple people reach out to me because like I've mentioned, I smoked a pack and a half a day. I've had a couple people reach out, and I know the Goop show was one, wants to know like how I stopped smoking. So it's weird how I stopped smoking, man. So one day I was at work, you know, about 11 years ago. I was at work. I went out for a break, and I put the cigarette to my mouth, and I was like, you know what? I don't want this shit. And literally, that was it. I just stopped. So I don't have, you know what I'm saying? I didn't do the Nicorette gum. I didn't do vaping. I didn't downgrade and go lighter and lighter. You know, that's literally how it just happened. Now, I did experience a lot of withdrawals. I did gain weight, you know, I say shit, about 30 days after I had stopped smoking. I had gained, like, I don't know how many pounds, but I remember my mood was jacked up. Like, my mood was like up and down, you know. So that's how much smoke, you know. Everybody knows smoking is just horrible for your body, but I know it's not as easy for some people to quit as others. I attribute my stopping to God, because there's no other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could I just go outside one day like, I don't want this, and that's just it, you know? That's my, I know some people expected like, oh, I was on Nicorette gum and I did this and that, but there was no like glory story to it other than I just stopped, you know? Just went cold turkey. I didn't take nothing for it. I didn't take any meds, nothing. It just happened. All right. So back to the causes of high blood pressure. So smoking is one. Number two would be being overweight or obese. That definitely, you know, attributes to high blood pressure, because your heart is working harder the bigger you are, right? So if you even watching, you know, shows like My 600-Pound Life and stuff, you could just see, like, I remember there was one episode, and God bless those individuals. I'm a huge component of everybody has their own demons that they're dealing with. Everybody has their own struggles, and I'm in no way, shape, or form trying to down anybody by saying that. But I'm just saying, one of the episodes, you know, he checked her blood pressure, and she was at, I think she was at close to like 180 over 110 at arresting. You know what I'm saying? And he had talked about, the doctor had talked about it in the show, like, this is because of your weight. Your heart has to pump all the blood through, you know, and you're 600 pounds, and your heart's working harder than it should, right? All right, so number three will be lack of physical activity. So if you're just stagnant, you know, that causes weight gain, and, you know, especially if you're eating bad and you're stagnant. So the next one will be too much salt in the diet, and we went over that. Too much alcohol consumption can lead to high blood pressure. Stress, older age, of course, genetics. So going back to genetics for me, and like the story I said before, like that I'm always like borderline or whatever. So it could also be because so when I got an ultrasound of all my vital organs, when my VA doctor did that, he said I have my right kidneys, the right wall of my right kidney is thinner than the other wall, and he said that's a genetic thing, and it could lead to high blood pressure. So definitely, if I have to watch myself, but my keto diet I'm on, and I'm good to go. But before that, if I would have kept going like how I was going before, then definitely I probably would have had high blood pressure, diabetes, all kind of stuff right now. All right, so getting back to it, like I said, genetics, family history of high blood pressure, chronic kidney disease can lead to high blood pressure, adrenal and thyroid disorder, sleep apnea, which, like I told you in the last episode, I have sleep apnea, and also another fact, in as many as 95% of high blood pressure cases in the U.S., the underlying cause cannot be found in 95% of cases. When this happens, it's called essential hypertension. But this form of hypertension is greatly influenced by diet and lifestyle, right? So going back to it, you got to eat right. You got to, treat your body right. That's what it goes back to. So next we're gonna go over treatments. All right. So for treatments, number one, lose weight. Be at a healthy weight. All right. Men are at risk of high blood pressure if their waist is bigger than 40 inches. Women are at risk if their waist is greater than 35 inches. So that's just from research I found. Number two will be exercise regularly, at least 150 minutes a week or about 30 minutes most days of the week. Can lower your blood pressure, right? And that includes walking, jogging, cycling, swimming, and dancing even. All right, so all those would, that's considered exercising regularly. So if you could get that in, even if you're at work, if you're a workaholic that's watching this, if you can even, walk in place, walk at a brisk pace in place, like in your office, close your office door, do that. And just anything you can do just to get your heart rate going, that would work. Even like where I work on a large compound, right? So there's been times where even me, just to get some extra exercise, I'll walk around the whole compound. It's like a few miles, but just if I have the time and if I have not that much going on at work, then I'll do that. Because that still raises your heart rate and that's just good exercise, So even if you're walking. Also, when I was stationed in Germany, I walked a lot because I didn't have a car. I was there the whole year. I didn't have a car, and I was there in, I just got back in July of this year, and so I was there a year prior to that. So I was there during COVID. Everything was closed, and those that have been to Germany's beautiful, absolutely amazing. Like forests, like everything is just beautiful. So I walked everywhere, like literally. I caught the bus, I walked. I didn't have a car the whole time. A lot of places was closed, so I couldn't do much anyway, but work and work out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a example of like how walking will really help. All right, so let's get back to it. Number three would be eat a healthy diet, of course. Whole grains, fruits, vegetables, low-fat dairy, and also what would help some individuals, keep a food diary. No matter what you're eating right now, keep a food diary and just mark down what you're eating, and that will help you keep track of what you're, what kind of things you're putting into your body. You know what I'm saying? Check calories of things that you're putting in your body. Even if you're eating a double Whopper and fries, you know what I'm saying? Check the calorie count. Go online, check the calorie count, check the carbs of it, all that, and just do your own research of what you're putting into your body and see what works, best for you. Obviously, I can tell you right now, double Whopper and fries is not every now and then to partake, okay, but that shouldn't be a regular part of your diet. So like I said, writing things down helps. Also, another thing, boost your potassium intake, all right? Because potassium lessens the effects of sodium on blood pressure. Also, artichokes, avocados, bananas, beets, Brussels sprouts, cantaloupe, dates, nectarines, all those are great. I know I'm going kind of fast, but like I said, you guys got things to do. You ain't got time to be sitting with King Real all day, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to just throw this stuff out here. So if I'm going too fast, you can pause, take notes. Please take notes, because that does help, unless you got a photographic memory and you're just the type of person like you can watch it and be like, cool, I got it. Some people are like that. All right, so next thing you could do is reduce sodium in your diet. Even a small reduction in sodium in your diet can improve your heart health and your blood pressure just by reducing sodium. All right. Try to limit sodium to 2,300 milligrams a day or less. That's just from what I found online. To limit sodium, eat fewer processed foods. So processed foods would be fast food, you know. Also, ramen noodles. You know what I'm saying? That's a processed food. Sugary drinks, Coke, like Sprite, all the sodas with sugar in it. Frozen TV dinners. You know what I'm saying? Those are all high in sodium, and you should limit that. And another good practice is do not add salt to meals unless. Look, I've been in some places that some restaurants you just gotta add some salt because they don't know how to. I went to one place, man, and the catfish was it was like wood. It was like, I don't know what kind of seasoning. First of all, there was no seasoning, so you know, it was just bad. So I know sometimes you gotta add salt, but I'm saying if there's a sufficient amount of salt and you could taste the salt, I would limit not adding salt. Or do Mrs. Dash. Mrs. Dash is like, it's not actually salt. It's, it has the profile of salt, but it's not actually salt. So something like that would be good to add. Another thing you do is limit the amount of alcohol that you drink. Try to limit to 1 drink a day for women. This is what I found online. 1 drink a day for women and 2 drinks a day for men. Not sure why that is, but that's, I got that from a medical professional site. So what they also say on the site is 1 drink. They broke down what 1 drink is because some of y'all might be like, oh cool, I can have 2 drinks and 90% of your cup is vodka. So that's not what it's saying. So I'm gonna break it down. So they said 1 drink is 12 ounces of beer if you're drinking beer, 5 ounces of wine if you're drinking wine, 1.5 ounces of 80 proof liquor. That's considered 1 drink, right? So that's just a breakdown for you. Drinking more than this can raise your blood pressure and reduce the effects of blood pressure medication. First of all, you shouldn't be, if you're on blood pressure medication, you shouldn't be drinking at all, I would say. I'm pretty sure that's horrible for you, but that's just King Real talking. All right, so like I said, also stop smoking because each cigarette you smoke increases your blood pressure for many minutes after you smoke it. All right, so that's just not good, especially if you're borderline hypertensive as it is, All right, so also cutting back on caffeine, just not overdoing it on caffeine. Caffeine can raise your blood pressure. Reduce stress. Now I know, all of us have like natural stress. Even when I'm working out in the gym, my body's going through stress. You know what I'm saying? Good. I call it good stress, but I'm talking about the bad stress. So like chronic and occasional stress may contribute to high blood pressure. So even being around a toxic person, if you have a toxic person that is causing constant stress in your life, you need to get rid of that person or stop being around that person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying get rid of like pow pow. I'm saying stop being around them. You don't need that in your life. Like if you're constantly stressed because of another human, why are you dealing with that? Like that's what I say. Now I know there's baby mama drama. I know there's baby daddy drama. I understand that, but if you can help it, I would not be around a person that is causing you stress because you don't need that in your life. You need peace. You need harmony. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need to have high blood pressure because some dude or chick that you're around is causing it. You know what I'm saying? So and also if you're at work and there's a person that you're working with that's creating a hostile work environment, what does that do? That stresses you out because every time you go into work, you're stressed out. Like, damn, I got to deal with such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, people like that, just if you can help it, get away from those people because you don't need that in your life. Also, avoid trying to do too much and learn to say no. So avoid a full plate. You should not have like a full plate every day. You know what I'm saying? You should have a time for yourself where you can relax, you could chill out. And I know there's a lot of workaholics, man. I understand that. I understand some people got businesses and they got to do this and that, but try to take some time out of the day for yourself. Don't make it all work. Don't make it all like, like you know what I'm saying? Just keeping your plate full and you always got to do this and that or the other. You know what I'm saying? All that all that can lead to high blood pressure. You know, especially if you're on the move like that, that means you're 9 times out of 10, just like college students, man. You know, I was a college student as well, so I know when you're on the run and you're trying to study and you're trying to cram for this course, and then you're late for this class and you got this class next, and you're grabbing some fast food to eat. You're already stressed out, you know what I'm saying, because of college. So, what I'm saying is, like, don't, even if you're in college and if you have to cut back on some of the programs that you're a part of or some of the activities that you're a part of, cut back on that. You know what I'm saying? Because your health is more important than anything. Anything. Your health is more important. Like, health is wealth. You guys have heard that before, right? So another thing, focus on issues that you can control and make plans to solve them. So if you have an issue, focus on ones that you can control. And also, you know what I found online? Another thing you can do to reduce stress, express gratitude to others. Be kind. Be a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like, support, and also like supportive family and friends can help improve overall health. So not just blood pressure, right? So be a good person. Don't be a hater. Don't be an evil person that just talks shit about everybody and hates on this dude because he's making money, and hates on this person because their life is going good and yours is jacked up. Fix your own life. Don't be a hater, you know? So that's one thing also. So now we're gonna go over natural remedies, all right? So natural remedies to hopefully cure high blood pressure or even to curb its effects, right? If you have that. So one thing that I personally take, because like I said, they always say I'm like borderline. Every time I go in, they're like, "Oh, you're not high, you don't have high blood pressure, but it's high or whatever." So I take a supplement called BP Stabilize Tea, and it's from Life Seasons. Amazing. I even feel the difference, like, when I take it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my heart isn't beating as hard as it was before I was taking it. I'll just put it that way. Like, you know. So I don't know. That could. I think I attribute that to diet, but also BP Stabilize. I've been taking it for about 2 months, and I could definitely feel the difference inside, right? So BP Stabilize supports blood pressure, supports blood circulation, helps circulate hormones, and it's all natural herbs. It's the all natural herb ingredient or ingredients that are in it, right? So it's all natural herbs. And so for the price range, I always mention price range because everybody ain't balling. Like I say, I'm definitely not balling. So it ranges from $30 to $38 I found on Amazon. And also they sell it out here they sell it in Sprouts, and I think Whole Foods has it as well, right? All right, so the next thing is Super Beets. That's a supplement made from beets that are dehydrated into crystals. Beets are high in nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is known for relaxing your blood vessels. So just keeping keeping everything relaxed, keep everything going. So Super Beets is in pill form. It's also in chewables and mixing powder. All right, and price ranges from that. It ranges from $35 to $40. So the next thing is magnesium. Magnesium increases the production of nitric oxide. Vitamin D is another one. People with high blood pressure tend to have lower levels of vitamin D. So that's something that if you've been diagnosed with high blood pressure, I would go to your doctor and have them, check your levels of vitamin D, because they can't do that with a blood test. And because, if they say, yeah, you have low levels of vitamin D, then there you go. You can start taking vitamin D. Higher blood levels of vitamin D may help protect against high blood pressure, but I'm pretty sure if you are low on vitamin D and you start taking it and you have high blood pressure, it could lower your high blood pressure as well, or hopefully cure it. You know what I'm saying? That would be awesome. So the next thing is B vitamins. B vitamins may help reduce blood pressure. And then there's a thing called coenzyme Q10, or another word for it is CoQ10. I've never actually heard of this one, but it is a vitamin-like molecule that's made by your body, and it's found in certain foods. When taken as a supplement, it may help reduce blood pressure. All right, so the next thing is, y'all know I always mess up words, and here it comes. It's called L-arginine. L-arginine. I think I did good on that one. So that is an amino acid that may lower blood pressure, levels when taken as a supplement. All right. So another thing is, I know I'm running through these. I'm sorry, but it's a lot of information. I'm trying to keep this short and sweet so y'all can get back to doing what you're doing. But please, come back anytime and view the information that will be there for a long time. So another thing is garlic. And I love garlic. Boy, I put garlic in everything. For real. I love garlic. I put a lot of garlic in stuff. So garlic may reduce blood pressure and heart disease risk. Another thing is fish oil. Like I mentioned before, I take fish oil as a supplement. Fish oil may improve heart health, but reducing blood lipid levels and inflammation and high blood pressure. So it reduces all that. So probiotics, like I mentioned before, I take digestive probiotics, and that's good for gut health and may reduce blood pressure. And the last thing is green tea, and that's something I take matcha powder. I add that to my drink mix. Like if I do BCAAs, I put some matcha tea powder in there as well. I think it has the same effects that green tea does, and it might have even more of a benefit with matcha powder. But I'll say that for another time. I'll do research on that myself. So green tea studies showed that taking green tea supplements or drinking green tea for 3 to 16 weeks significantly reduced blood pressure in people with high levels. All right. So last but not least, for my brothers and sisters incarcerated, like I always say, I pray for you in there, and I just, I know it's rough. I know you're away from family, friends, but if you do suffer from high blood pressure, or if you're even borderline, high blood pressure, then these are things you can do while you're incarcerated to curb that, or hopefully to heal that. So number one is exercise. Like I mentioned in the last video, I know all inmates do not, or individuals incarcerated do not exercise. I know the TV shows that you guys do, but just talking to folks, I know, and the depression is real in there. Sometimes you don't feel like doing something or doing anything, but exercise, burpees, push-ups, run in place in your cell, anytime you could get it in, Number two would be lose weight. So what you can do to lose weight is, especially in that type of environment, is, eating right and exercising. Number three, I'm not sure, but I don't know what the smoking policy is in there, but if you are able to smoke, or if you are smoking, so I know some of y'all still do what you do, you know what I'm saying? And that it is what it is, but stop smoking. That's definitely, that would definitely help you out. The next thing would be take medicine as directed and reduce your salt and sodium intake. And I say take medicine because, like I said, I'm not a fan of pharmaceuticals, but this for anybody in the free world or incarcerated. If they give you meds to take for hypertension, take those meds. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying on my end is do natural things on your end to hopefully cure your high blood pressure or curb it or whatever, so you could get off of those meds, so you don't have to depend on those meds for the rest of your life, right? So that's my tidbit on that. All right, so that's all I got for what blood pressure is. We went over statistics, what high blood pressure is. I showed you guys how you could take your own blood pressure, natural remedies. So next is hip hop news.
Speed it up, I'm done. Kick rocks, got things to do. Jumping up in that Magnum, bumping Nike, bumping phone. Colorado, I represent. Desmond Blake, what it do? King real when I run the game. Been done it, not new.
All right, so fairly recently, my man Royce the 5'9", one of the dopest MCs out, like highly underrated. You know what I'm saying? But he had a problem with 50 Cent, because 50 Cent, not too long ago, 50 Cent had made some comments about Madonna and her provocative photos that she had put up on Instagram. And now for those that don't know, Madonna's 63. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, she was feeling herself, and she did some I don't even know if you call it lingerie, but she had some provocative clothes on, and one of the photos, I'll put the photo on here, but one of the photos, you know, she's under the bed, and you know what I'm saying, she's doing what she do, like she was feeling herself. I don't see nothing wrong with that, man. Myself, you know what I'm saying? If you feeling yourself, you feeling yourself. Do what you do. I don't care if you're 400 pounds, you know what I'm saying? If you feel sexy and you want to, you know, show your body, do what you do, man, you know. But 50 Cent, being 50 Cent, you know, 50 Cent, I respect 50 Cent as an MC, as you know what I'm saying, as an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? I think he's a dope MC, you know, but he does like to troll. for those that don't know, he does like to troll. So his comment on one of Madonna's photos, he reposted on his Instagram and put, yo, this is the funniest shit, LOL. That's Madonna under the bed, trying to do like a virgin at 63. She shot out if she don't get her old ass up. LMFAO. So that's the comment that he put on Instagram. Now, we all laugh, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, but as I've gotten older, and because I'm an advocate for health and wellness, and especially mental health, I kind of see that as, you know, a little bit like body shaming, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not let Madonna do Madonna. Like I just said, what you eat doesn't make me shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you do. Like, if that's what, you know, if that's what makes her feel good, but I think a comment like that is dangerous. And 50 Cent has since apologized, but we're gonna get to what 50 Cent apologized, and Royce the 5'9" has something to say. So, yeah, a comment like that, you never know somebody's mental state. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what somebody's going through, like, mentally, and a comment like that can drive somebody to suicide. Now, I'm not saying, I think Madonna's an icon, you know what I'm saying? She's an icon. I think she's had so much, like, hate and you know, people hating on her throughout her whole life, her whole career, I would say. So I'm pretty sure she has thick skin. She did have something to say back to 50 Cent. I'm gonna read that in a minute, but you just never know somebody's mental state or what they're going through, and a comment like that, you know, can drive them over the edge, and then they off themselves because of a comment you said. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a fan of that. You know, of course, back in the day, I was a goofball too, and I've said comments to people back in the day that I shouldn't have said and all that. But I'm older now. I'm wiser. I'm healthier, and you know, I'm a huge advocate. Now I see things different because I'm older. You know what I'm saying? Just more mature. So Madonna did respond back to 50, and she said, "Here is 50 Cent pretending to be my friend. Now you have decided to talk smack about me, ! I guess your new career is getting attention while trying to humiliate others. The least elevated choice you can make as an artist or an adult," or she said that's the least elevated choice you can make as an artist or adult. And then she says, "You're just jealous. You won't look as good as me or have as much fun when you are my age." So, I mean, she told him, you know, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So since then, in recent news, 50 Cent did apologize to Madonna, and I'm going to get to what he said. So basically in his apology, he says he didn't intend to hurt Madonna's feelings. So then he apologized for what he said. So Royce the 5'9" had some you know, some words in a video that he put out recently. And he says, "My brother 50 Cent, who is one of our kings, if I'm a young person coming from another genre or come from another walk of life, and I'm following the way things are right now, I would think Madonna is worthy of an apology. But Lil' Kim is not?" That's what Royce has to say. And he says that ain't the message we want to send, is it? No, that's not the message we want to send. So what he's saying is, because, like I said, 50 Cent likes to troll sometimes, and he has clowned on Lil' Kim in the past, you know, because of course, Lil Kim has gotten a lot of work done. But you know, that's like I said, that's her life. If she wants to get work done, she wants to get work done. But what Royce is saying, I agree with what Royce is saying. Royce is saying, why does Madonna get an apology and not Lil Kim? And I think simply is because Madonna is such an icon and you know has way more of a cult following, I think, than Lil Kim. Like 50 Cent could have, if he didn't apologize, that could have ruined him. You know what I'm saying? He could have been blacklisted. I think Madonna's probably that powerful. You know what I'm saying? Lil Kim is also an icon. Dope MC. Like I've always said that. Like hardcore was classic. You know what I'm saying? Dope MC. But I don't think she's iconic, but she's not. She does have a cult following too, but she's, Madonna's just at a different level. She's up there. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think what he's saying is, what he's saying is like, Lil Kim deserves an apology as well. You know what I'm saying? And I think everybody does. Like if you're body shaming anybody or whatever, that's just not cool in my book. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that situation. But shout out to everybody. Thank you for checking out this episode, and I hope you have a beautiful day. If your day is ending, no matter what time you're watching this, if your day is ending or just beginning, if it's just beginning, have a beautiful day. If it's ending, I hope you have a restful night and you wake up refreshed in the morning, ready to go. As always, I hope each and every one of you watching this lives a long, healthy, prosperous life. And like I always say, hit me up anytime. hiphopnutrition@gmail. On Instagram is The King Real, TheKingreal. And hit me up on Instagram. And y'all just, have a beautiful day and blessings to each and every one of you. And make sure you like, share, comment, do what you do, subscribe. Thank you for all the support. I just appreciate it. And I will have another episode soon. Peace, y'all.